Dungeons 4 is a dungeon management simulator developed by Realmforge Studios and of course published by Calypso Media. Hello and welcome to Critically Curious. Today we are going to be reviewing Dungeons 4. Now I have been waiting for this game for a very long time. In fact, almost the entire year I knew this game was coming out. It's one of my little favorites. Now, it's not the best, the biggest, the brightest game, but there's something about it that just draws me in. It's a game that doesn't necessarily take itself too seriously, but at the same time always seems to manage to deliver on the humor at the heart of this game. Right at the beginning, there'd be references to Better Call Saul, to even the infamous Thanos snap and the gauntlet that is. Within Dungeons 4, you take on a role of Talia. She is your hero. She is the ruler of your underworld. And with her, you need to build yourself an extravagant dungeon to, of course, take the overworld and fight her brother, as well as a number of other heroes and dwarves and humans and all kinds of other things. Even in some circumstances, unicorns, which kind of terrified my daughter. Now, of course, being the ruler of ultimate evil isn't necessarily an evil or a straightforward path. Oh, no. You need to build up your dungeon and manage all of the various different systems that entails. Your minions, after all, have to be able to eat. They have to have a place of rest. Every single different type of unit requires a different type of home or has its own unique needs. And as you progress further into the game, you will unlock more and more things. Of course, you have a dungeon, you have a horde, you have demons, and you have the undead as well. These are 4 different elements that you need to progress through in order to get the best, the biggest, the baddest that this game has to offer. There are over 20 different levels throughout this game. It is completely voice acted. It's available on the PlayStation 5, the Switch, the Xbox, and of course PC. And will set you back around £35 depending on which platform you're buying it on. Honestly, I've had an absolute blast playing this game. For anyone that's played the Dungeons games before, they know what here is to offer. However, with Dungeons 4, it introduces bigger and better mechanics than ever before. You get to manage bigger and better dungeons. Within these dungeons, we've got extra complexities. Now, the dirt that we're kind of mining through to expand our dungeon, there's not only the normal dirt, but there's harder rock that you're going to have to quarry out as well. There's also dwarfs lurking underground too. These things we are going to have to battle and of course eradicate from our dungeon because we don't want to be sharing the underworld with anybody. Oh no, the underworld must belong to us. As we're excavating the dungeon, we might unhappen into a spider's nest or perhaps into lava. Perhaps we'll be able to find gold veins or diamond veins. And all these things we're going to have to maneuver between before we even manage to get our troops onto the overworld. Because, of course, within Dungeons 4, it's not just about what happens underneath, but on top as well. When you start playing this game, you'll notice something rather unique. This game possesses not just one, but 2 maps. We have a left-hand map and a right-hand map. On the left-hand side, we can see what's happening in the overworld, any kind of territory that we have unlocked. We have a number of different objectives that we need to complete. And of course, on the right-hand side, we will have our dungeon map. This enables us to keep track of our dungeon, watch it sprawl across the entire map, and of course, notice if any invaders come to attack us. Yes, that's right, because within Dungeons 4, we do get attacked as well. Therefore, we have to defend what is ours. And it's that complexity of a management system that you'll have to constantly decide between what you give attention to at any one time. Because within Dungeons 4, there's always something going on, whether it is managing how much money you've got, making sure our minions have enough food, or of course protecting our dungeon heart from invaders. The overworld is actually really interesting as well, because as we eliminate hero camps, you can literally see the overworld transform from everything sweetness and rainbows to, of course, everything in fire and ruin, which of course is the way Talia likes it. Dungeons 4 is honestly a great mashup between strategy and management. On one side, you have your troops, which you can move here and there, target the things you want them to attack. Although you can't necessarily completely control them, you can show them what to aggro to and what not to aggro to. And of course, every single different type of unit has its own special ways to attack, which is really nice way to kind of manage things, and deciding on how you want your army set up can be a big difference and game changer to whether you manage to even complete the level or not. On top of all that, you also have a variety of different spells that you have access to that you can use at any time or another, which again sometimes can seriously change the scape of the battle. For me, though, it's the dungeon management side of it. It's knowing that you start off of this small little dungeon and being able to excavate the entire area, design where you want all the different types of rooms, and watch it take form and take shape. And of course, remembering that you actually have to protect what is yours, and then making sure you put the right traps in the right places, making sure you have guard rooms, making sure that you have a buzzsaw by a door. These things are a lot of fun, and watching your little snots go about their day-to-day jobs as well can be a lot of fun too. And don't forget, all your minions need to get paid on a regular basis, so that constant hunt for gold is ever present. I think if you know what you're getting into before you actually pick up Dungeons 4, this is a lot of fun, and it does a great job at delivering upon everything you expect it to have. It really has done bigger and better this time round than Dungeons 3. It's improved upon a lot of the mechanics that were in place in Dungeons 3, and it's doubled down on the ones that work the most. And considering the game's only £35, or of course completely free if you happen to have Game Pass. By the way, this is a day one release, which is just really, really good value if you happen to have Game Pass. Pick up this game, give it a go. My final recommendation is I'm going to give this game a 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's an awful lot of fun. The tutorial is great. The voiceovers are pretty hilarious in places. And honestly, I've just found Dungeons 4 as the perfect palate cleanser, and it came at exactly the right time. But if you ended up picking up Dungeons 4, let me know down in the comments what you think. And of course, if you haven't and you're looking to play it in the future, let me know what you're most looking forward to or hoping changed from Dungeons 3. And of course, don't forget, we do have an active and growing Discord, and I'd very much like to give the co-op side of this game a try as well. So if you happen to pick it up and want a game, join a Discord and come and say hello. But until next time, I've been a Mark, who've been a critically curious, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.
And put the armies of absolute evil to flight. And so the story ends. We'll tell you how the story continues in overpriced microtransaction bites.